supplies bread to the Grenadines, Leeward, and Woodward side of the island. Contact us at Alan Smith Family Bakery at gmail.com. Call us 457-8317, 457-8550, or 533-0943. Located along the main road in Camden Park Industrial Estate, we are the healthy choice. All our products are made with 0 grams trans fat ingredients. Quality is our passion. We open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Sundays and public holidays, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thank you for your patronage over the years and for your continued support in the years ahead.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
What's up? Call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, to FM 99.9, we're going to head into our open forum for this morning. Already got a call on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson.
Yes.
How are we doing?
Not too bad at all.
Yeah, you see the big snowstorm?
Boy, I tell you something. I was listening to MAKA and Roleza this morning, and MAKA was saying, boy, he loved the cold and it's too hot down here. I said to myself, you basically have gone through some snowstorms. I used to live in New Jersey. They expected a foot of snow. And you know what the terrible thing is, Chief? Is to get out there and shovel snow out from your sidewalk before somebody fall down. You have to do it.
It's a whole day job for me.
I would like to, honestly, I would like to experience it.
Yeah. You've never experienced snow?
No, never.
It snowed in St. Kitts the other day.
And Jamaica, how it snowed in Jamaica,
yeah. But anyway, I know you started off. Give us the hard stuff now. Give us hit us hard.
Queens surprise doc this morning.
No, Queens is surprising me. I know when Queens line some things up. Snowstorm down.
No, you don't know. For 48 hours ago, I was in Trinidad, and now I'm in the snow. So,
but wait a minute. Queens was down here for 9 mornings. Mm-hmm. Then
Trinidad
2 months later, Trinidad Carnival.
But Queens are always traveling. You ain't hear Queens tell me about this and that place. Queens are always traveling.
Queens, I would love to be.
Big up you. You hear? That's the kind of life most of us want to have.
Queens. How's the Greek islands and Bora Bora? How are those experiences? Bora Bora and the Greek islands. How was that experience?
I don't know about that. That's one of the bands.
I'm kidding you.
But no, see Nyla Blackman. I saw Nyla Blackman playing mass.
Yeah.
And she had 3 bodyguards around her.
Oh, I love it.
Taking out pictures. People, when her song play on the truck, she put her hand on the truck and start bust a wine. Yeah. I saw Iowa George walking way back. But I want to move on to something else. You were just playing the Maxi Priest there. Mm-hmm. Right? You said 1990. I'm subject to correction. It could have been 1988, but I could be wrong. I know I had the cassette somewhere at another point. I'll check and see. But Dr. Thompson, you know Superpower Records?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So when Maxi Priest come out, I did not know about Maxi Priest. A relative of mine told me there's this new artist named Maxi Priest. They heard him on CBC in Barbados doing an interview because he was in Barbados. They were amazed by his voice and everything. So I went out at Superpower Records. They opened a new branch in Queens, Sutton Boulevard near Hillside. Mm-hmm. And I bought that cassette. Mm-hmm. And then I saw him later in a show in Manhattan. Shaggy was on it, but Shaggy wasn't popular at that time. And a lady in front grabbed his private parts while he was singing on stage. He had to step back. I said, man, if that was Alison Hayes singing on stage and a guy go grab him, then that bunks over the church, throw him out of the club. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can actually laugh at it though, Queens, because I realize how how unfair the world is. It's not level when it comes to
Yes.
certain things with
Yes.
men and women. Yeah. So I know you chuckling at it, but I can't because yeah. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I want to say about Masterpiece. But Trinidad Carnival. I mean, I went to Marshall show Monday, Queen's Park Oval. But prior to the carnival, they were saying the times they're gonna make sure you have to come up with shows have to end by 10 or something like that. But it wasn't like that. Like they made some exception because Marshall only started at 8 and finished at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Show finish by 10?
Yeah, that Camilo Passard would make some all the pronouncement that shows have to finish
because of the crime situation.
Because of noise in certain areas.
They still have us. They
People
still under
complain
state
about
of
noise.
emergency. I could never tell when Trinidad in or out of state of emergency. Let me look it up.
Kesson start at 8 and finish at 12:30. Voice, I went to Voice Zone. Voice started late, 10 and over 3 a.m. in the morning. I also went to a soccer game, Trinidad versus Mexico, in which Mexico won 2-1. Here's the Crawford Stadium. And what surprised me about Here's the Crawford Stadium, they allow people to park in Here's the Crawford Stadium for free. And there was no security search. You could just walk in without being searched. That kind of surprised me. And I also mentioned about the KFC on Independence Square, who used to be 24 hours. I remember driving down there about after 2 in the morning, they were closed. But after the Voice show, like 3 in the morning, they were open. So it looks like they open. They're not 24 hours, but they open like 3 a.m. in the morning and so.
Okay.
But there were less people. Carnival Tuesday, and it was mentioned on the radio too. I see less people in town than in previous years. But let me say, Dr. Thompson, Trinidad is a regular spot to me. I go to Trinidad more than I come to St. Vincent. It's like my second home.
I like to hear that.
Let me say that.
Why though? Hold on. I won't be in the business. Why?
Well, I got relatives in Trinidad. I met plenty of relatives in Trinidad. Or that I'm more connected with than the relative in St. Vincent.
Okay.
I'm not connected with a lot of my relatives in St. Vincent. I'm more connected with the relative in Trinidad.
Okay.
Let me ask something. Let me ask you, do you call in on Trinidad radio stations and so forth?
No, I don't call in. I listen to a station called I-95. That's a top program. I listen to that regularly, but I don't call
Did you think Marshall deserved the win?
But listen, I hear all kind of music. I was all over. I didn't stay one place, but it goes by which songs is played at the judging point.
Yes.
They have certain judging point. Yeah. Downtown Queens, downtown near City Gate, up by Queens Park, Savannah, and another areas. Goes by what to play. I did not want him to win. I wanted Voice to win. Voice. I wanted Voice. But when Voice started with that song at his show at Queens Park over, and he ended with that, place went in pandemonium. Pandemonium when he said that, man. You should see the reaction of the crowd. So, I didn't want like Marshall winning, but what are you going to do? Okay. All right, let me get somebody else come on,
Okay.
So have a good morning.
All right, thanks, Prince. All right. All righty, so we are in our Talk to Us segment. The number to call is 457-9997 to be interactive with us this morning. It's an open forum, so absolutely anything that you want for us to talk about, we are going to do so. All right. So we see Queen started off with his experience in Trinidad and Tobago. All right. And talking about carnivals, I noticed that things have been picking up with our promotions. I even noticed one band, I think a section in one of the bands is almost sold out. And in Mirage. And now it's only February, right? Coming down to the end of February. So.
And they're very expensive, eh?
Well, that's it. I mean, people had to know themselves, right? I can't tell people what to do with their money. It's just that people had to know what they're doing, right? Every year we're going to hear the comments about the price for costumes in certain bands. We're also going to hear about the problems with traditional bands being supported. We're also going to hear the continuous talks about these all-inclusive events and how much they're going to cost. All I'm going to say, people had to know what they're doing. All right? I ain't in people's pockets. If I know that I could only afford to go one show, the one show will see me. I am not pretending to be anything that I am not. All right? That I can afford. Kojo, morning.
Good morning. I want to go back a little bit about last week when someone said that kill them all and all that kind of stuff. I think that was so. I can't. That thing hit me so hard that somebody could think about just bombing a boat without knowing if it's drugs or what. Just because you think it's drugs, you just. I couldn't believe that. My good friend said that. Anyhow, in terms of all happening in Symbolism, the board and no board, it's that whole thing is now is gazetted. So a lot of people are saying it need to be changed. Tell them it can change in that easy. It's in the gazette. Public document now. So Doc, about social media and children. One of the biggest problems I think with social media and children is parents. I mean, I watch children now. How could I say babysit? Then babysit by Facebook or TikTok or whatever. Before they used to say TV, you saw babysit the children, but now it's TikTok and Facebook. Because a child, they put the phone in the child hand, they're quiet. And you take it out, they start crying. So the mother don't want them cry, they took the phone back in the hand. So, I mean, until, because let me tell you something, I can remember when I was growing up, to turn on my TV in my house, that was a biggie for me, When they tell you, go turn on that TV, that's a biggie because, you're not able to touch the TV just like that. When you're not at home or not, you can't touch your TV. When you phone ring in the house and your mother tell you answer that phone, that was a biggie. Mm-hmm. No, the children are their own phone, so you can't tell them no answer no phone.
Mm-hmm. But I met a parent recently who they're trying to curb some of the social media usage of their child. So what they did, instead of giving the child the device, they're allowing the child to look at whatever it is on the TV, but it would be in the presence of the parents. The parent is able to monitor what the child is looking at. And I think maybe it's these little ways, so the parent is not necessarily saying that the child can't be on social media or is not allowed to be on social media, but they're able to monitor the child's usage. And I actually thought that was really good.
Cool. Yeah, Mama, you grew up in that year when TV used to go up 11 o'clock.
Well, yeah.
But Kojo,
the one TV station.
50, 60 years ago, they were talking about how radio is such a negative influence. Listening to Elvis gyrate and so forth, it must be
Michael
stopped.
Grabbing his crotch.
Then television. There are lots of studies that are showing that television has caused so much. I'm sure you went through that, just in the negative impact of television and so forth and things like that. Social media is just the natural progression, and we have not as yet started to touch on AI, because AI is not social media. So that the creativity and not knowing if something is real or something is fake. I'm seeing some stuff there and it's looking real, but it's not real.
With the internet, I would say question everything at this point in time.
But you're absolutely right. But I think, MAKA, you have kids, right? MAKA doesn't have a kid. But listen, I wonder how many parents do talk to their kids about responsible online behavior and the dangers and the uses. We don't do this.
Doc, the parents can't teach the children nothing but the phone. Children who teach the parents about phone.
Yes,
that is true.
But I'm saying 20 years ago when social media started, those young kids are now having kids themselves. So that in terms of the social media has advanced, but there are lots of young people who are in their 20s and their 30s who were exposed to social media from the beginning. So they are up to date with it. They have kids now.
If you learn into the social media, it's a moving thing, you know.
It's a move. Remember,
whether you learn 10 years ago, if you ain't talking about yourself, you know,
Kojo,
you get left behind.
I used to be Minister of Telecommunications. I remember the current Minister of Education, Jackson. He used to work on my ministry. He came up to me and said, you know, Dr. Thompson, we have the largest, maybe the second largest amount of Facebook subscribers in the region. You understand? And we thought that was a very positive thing. You understand? Because we are, you know, interacting and we saw the potential benefit, but the studies are only now showing us some of the negatives. But I'm saying that we have gotten a good 15, 20 years of young persons growing up, and from 10 to 20, they're now having kids, and their young kids of 5, 6, 7 are exposed to social media, but they themselves are immersed. You can't tell me a 25 and a 27-year-old and so forth isn't immersed in social media as well as a 15-year-old. You know what I mean? It isn't a 50-year-old is necessarily teaching a 30-year-old. Yes, the 50-year-old may be teaching granny who's 50, who's 70, 80 years old. But I think it's not training a 30-year-old, 35, 40-year-old. They themselves are immersed in it.
I'm not saying training in terms of using the device, because I'm saying the amount of things that's happening with social media, it's moving so fast that,
yes,
like, even the Facebook, you interact with Facebook 10 years ago. It's different now.
You're right.
Completely different.
And different age groups gravitate to different platforms. Like young people would say that Facebook is for old people. Like if they would put me in that category, they put me in that category for old people.
That's why it says Instagram and
so
TikTok.
Instagram would be the one, and TikTok would be for the younger folks. Yeah, so it's going to
I grew up with MySpace.
Listen, you grew up with MySpace. I grew up with High Five. There was something else as well. Yeah, there was something else with Messenger. Yeah. So we all, Kojo, are in your category too.
So how long ago did Facebook, did WhatsApp allow for video messenger? You know what I mean?
It evolved over time.
That video, that thing has only been, I would say, 5 plus years.
That remember when everybody had to get BlackBerry card? BlackBerry had a code that you could use to chat with anybody in the world. Before Facebook, everybody did BlackBerry.
Yeah. I still have my old BlackBerry
as a souvenir.
The system moving so fast now that you can't keep up. Some of us can't keep up.
I just want this system to advance to a point where, you know, if I think that I want this to eat, that it just creates it for me. Right? Not like a hologram or anything. It just creates it for me. That's how I want for us.
That's right. You can have those synthetic stuff if you want. You can have those synthetic foods if you want, Roleza. I want my natural stuff. I want to go out to my backyard, pull down those cherry tomatoes, dig up a sweet potato and so forth, and I cook it. I want no artificial things and so forth created. That's nicely colored. Or artificial coloring and sweetening put in it.
No, I want it teleported in such a way that I still get the real thing, but in front of me. All right?
I'm agree with Doc, man. I want to go to the backyard and get my stuff.
You're like, walk.
Must that you come and get me shot. Must be like something over there. You have to me house.
Yeah. Say that again. You don't have to walk. Say it
You
again.
know, to me, I was the program the robot and the robot make you breakfast in the morning. The robot make you lunch. You don't have to do nothing. The robot clean your house, everything.
Listen,
10 years. 10
Listen.
years. 10 years from now.
y'all know if I could afford certain things, I will. All right, that would be on my list. All right, coach. We're gonna have to wrap up at this time. All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. All right. So with that, we have come to the end of, you know what? It's interesting. What if maybe we go hold it for next week? You would answer next week. But if there is one thing that you could invent in terms of technology, what would it be? Right? Y'all could tell me next week instead. So we're going to head on out of this segment and head directly into today's Community Dateline.
Nothing else sounds as good